Time now for Green Bay Bullfrog Baseball on WOCO Stereo FM.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine.
Today's game being brought to you by 24/7 Well and Pump, Islandfeld, Scatcherd, and Anderson, the NW Credit Union, O'Connell Pharmacy, the O'Connell Falls Insurance, Stevenson National Bank and Trust, and with Piggly Wiggly, also by America Inn, Brew Pub Pizza, Cellcom, Tri-City Glass, and Triangle Distributing.
Hello and welcome to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, and welcome to the Green Bay Bullfrogs pregame show. Starter for tonight is Jared Toby, left-handed pitcher out of Wayne State University. I was able to meet up with him earlier today and talk about how he's feeling on the day, how he likes Green Bay, and how he thinks he's played thus far. We'll get into that interview on the second portion of the pregame show. For this fourth portion, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the league schedule and all of the different series that will be going on in this one today. Already underway in the top of the second inning, the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors have traveled to Michigan to take on the Bombers. They're tied up 0-0. The St. Cloud Rocks will be taking on the Thunder Bay Border Cats today. The Eau Claire Express will be taking on the Rochester Hawkers. The La Crosse Loggers have traveled to Wilmer to take on the Stingers. The Bismarck Larks are taking on the Mankato Moondogs. The Wisconsin Woodchucks, the Red Hot Woodchucks, taking on the Kingfish of Kenosha. The Madison Mallards are in Lakeshore taking on the Chinooks. The Waterloo Bucks taking on the Duluth Huskies. The Kalamazoo Growlers in Fond du Lac. And, of course, here in Rockford, the Green Bay Bullfrogs against the Rockford Rivets. So might as well get to what you all came here to listen to. The lineups for both of these teams will start off with the Rockford Rivets. Ryan Hutchinson will be batting first, the third baseman out of Illinois State. Batting second, playing center field, John Rave of Illinois State. Brent Spillane is batting third, left fielder out of the University of Illinois. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter and the designated hitter out of Quincy University, J.C. DeMurray. Batting fifth, Eric Cole. He'll be playing right field. He's from Arkansas. Batting sixth, wearing the number 10, playing first base from Lewis University, Neil Tyrell. Batting seventh, Ryan Klein, the second baseman out of Texas Tech. Batting eighth, Nate Montgomery, the catcher out of South Suburban College. And in the 9-hole, the shortstop out of Texas Tech, Trevor Paradosky. And on bump tonight for the Rivets will be Jack Garath, the right-handed pitcher out of Davenport. We're going to step aside for the national anthem. Stay tuned.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by America Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. America Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine America Inn hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. My name is Nolan Knight, and welcome to the Green Bay Bullfrog pregame show. I was able to meet up with Jared Toby before the game for a pregame interview. He's the starting pitcher tonight for the Bullfrogs. Listen in.
Jared Toby. Jared, how you feeling?
Feel good, ready to rock and roll today.
So far on the season, 1-1 in 4 starts. How do you feel you've done so far this year?
I feel I've been pretty consistent with all my pitches. I felt good about every start except for the one I ended up losing, but I'm ready to get back on the hill today.
So a month or so into the season so far, about a third of the way through, have you ever been a part of anything like the Northwoods League where it's day in and day out like it is?
A couple years ago, a similar place in New York, but it wasn't this taxing. I mean, we had an off day every week. We've only had one off day in the month we've been here, so it's definitely something different.
You like your time in Green Bay so far?
Oh yeah, it's a good time. Great host family living with you and all. But other than that, the guys are cool. The baseball's really competitive, and the town's pretty neat.
Awesome. Enjoy life tonight, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Jared Toby, of course, the starting pitcher tonight for the Bullfrogs. You heard him mention living with me. Yeah, he is my roommate for the summer at a university, a Division II school that's relatively known for its baseball program. We told you the lineups for the Rivets. So let's get to the Bullfrogs. Alonzo Jones will be starting things off for the Frogs. He will be batting first, playing center field. Batting second, the shortstop, Aaron Pleshner. Batting third, playing left field, Mikey Falia. And batting fourth, the right fielder tonight, Tanner Poole. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Alex Spinner. Batting sixth, and the designated hitter, Kyle Bino. Batting seventh and playing today behind the plate. We'll see if he can remember how. The catcher's only caught 2 times this year for the Frogs. He's batting seventh. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Willie Bourbon. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Grant. And, of course, on the mound for the Bullfrogs will be Jared Toby. Bullfrogs, of course, come off of a loss last night. They were swept by the Wisconsin Rapids Raptors 2 games to none. Of course, that second game not quite as close as the first one as they dropped the second contest 9-1 in Wisconsin Rapids. This is game 2 of this 3-game road trip. The Bullfrogs did, of course, travel out to Wisconsin Rapids last night, but would come home last night for all the players to sleep in their own beds just to hop back on the bus and travel out here to Rockford, Illinois. This is an overnighter. The first game of that series, however, against the the Raptors, would go a lot differently than the one last night. They dropped that contest 4-2, but it was a game in what seemed like the Bullfrogs played to near perfection. They would just get 2 runs on the night, but would manage 10 hits. They would not walk a batter in the entire contest either. However, they still could not manage to beat the Wisconsin Rapids Raptor teams that, of course, leads the South Division. First pitch about underway here. Alonzo Jones digs in, and Garneth tosses in the first one. It's for a ball 1-0. We're underway here at Rivet Stadium. Alonzo Jones steps out batter's box, of course, coming in the game last night for the Bullfrogs was posting a batting average of below 170, but went 4 for 4 last night and now sitting at 333. Check swing, did he go around? And no, he did not. It ran high. 2 balls and no strikes here to start the game here in the top of the first inning. First time that the Bullfrogs have traveled to Rockford this season. 2-0 pitch runs inside. A 3-0 count now for Alonzo Jones, the Vanderbilt kid. Time will be called as a ball got away from the bullpen over there on the left side where a pitcher is warming up already for the Rivets. Nonetheless, Jones stands in. 3-0 offering to him. That one finds the zone. Fastball, 3-1. Alonzo Jones, the switch hitter, batting lefty here. 3-1 offering. Fastball swung on, line drive in shallow center. Running forward is John Rave, and he makes the grab running towards his right on the run. First out on the board. Alex Pinner, of course, the beer batter tonight. Some jokes before the game, if that actually has an effect on guys. And the overwhelming response in the clubhouse was that it did. And that guys just all they want to do is get the bat on the ball. They don't care how they do it. They just don't want to strike out. But nonetheless, Aaron Pleschner will dig in here now. Right-handed hitter out of San Jose State. First pitch he sees, fastball, check swing. It found the zone either way. 0-1. This Rockford Rivets team in their second season in the Northwoods League. After having a relatively successful inaugural year. 0-1 pitch. Finds the zone. Pleschner falls behind in the count 0-2. We're here at Rivet Stadium. It's an old minor league park. And you can tell it is too. It is a gorgeous facility here. Grandstands go all the way down to right and left field as the 2-1 pitch breaking the ball misses. 1-2. There's a beer deck out in right field. And a large wall in left. 1-2 offer and fouled away. Pleasure will stay at 1-2. It's a windy day here, whipping from left to right field. The 1-2 offering. Outside, Pleschner fights back, evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Out in the past the outfield walls, can't really see too much. It's mostly just trees out there. A parking lot. 2-2. Swung on. Pleschner throws his back when he cuts on it, and it's a slow grounder to the second baseman, and it just beats out Aaron Pleschner. Brian Klein, and it was a slow grounder to him. He picked it up and whipped it. Sidearm throws it over to first, and it beats out Pleschner by just about half of a step. While he lost the grip of the ball as he chased it low below the zone, and his bat went flying over towards the dugout of the Rivets, but he put the ball in play and he took off for first, but couldn't make an infield single. 2 outs on the board. Falia digs in now. First pitch he sees, fastball and misses. 1-0. Mikey Falia out of UC Irvine. A tiny guy, just 5'10", 170. Garnett comes set, sends in the 1-0. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes now. American flag whipping from left to right. It's a windy day here. As I was walking from the bathrooms here to the press box, my hat flew off my head to give you an idea of how windy it is. 2-0 pitch finds the zone. 2-1 now. Nice change of speeds there. On deck for the Frogs, Tanner Poole. Relatively stirred crowd, but it's a large stadium, so it's not the worst. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. All the seats are a royal blue color. I'd say it's about 12 rows deep all the way around. To the beer garden in right field all the way down the left field line. 2-2. Breaking ball swung on. Chopper up the middle of the field. Second baseman Klein makes another good play on it. Throws it over to first, and it's in time. Bullfrogs go down in order. 1, 2, 3. That does it for the top half of this first inning. To the bottom half we go. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
It's Cellcom's Customer Appreciation Celebrations. Get smartphones from the top 2 brands for just a penny each, along with food prizes and sales on accessories. Cellcom, built for you. Available day of event only. New 2-year activation qualified upgrade required. Restrictions apply. Visit cellcom.com/celebrate for details.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford. Green Bay Bullfrogs went down 1-2-3 to start off the game. We're about to get underway with the bottom of the first inning here. Staying all knotted up 0-0. Jared Toby, lefty out of Wayne State, out on the bump for the Frogs. So far on the season is 1-1. In 4 starts, he's pitched well for the Frogs. One of the better pitchers. In fact, currently sits at 3rd best in ERA. And a pitching staff that has struggled this season. They have a team ERA of 5.63. But worth mentioning, the 3 lowest ERAs on the stat list all coming from temporary guys. With that being said, this is Toby's 5th start on the year. In 23 and 2/3 innings pitched, he's allowed just 9 earned runs, has struck out 16 and walked 17. First pitch he throws to the leadoff batter for the Rockford Rivets, Ryan Hutchinson. Finds the zone 0-1. The 0-1 delivery, fastball swung on, ground ball to Pleshner at short. Throw across the field to Bourbon at first in time. First out on the board, Bullfrogs retire the first batter that they see, and it brings up John Rave, the center fielder. The Bullfrogs went down with a fly out to center, if you're just joining us, then a ground out to the second baseman and a ground out to the second baseman for the second time. John Rave, the lefty, digs in. On Illinois State, first pitch he sees, finds the zone, 0-1. I think this stadium does a really good job of painting the picture of what the team's colors here, as the 1-0-1 pitch is thrown. Rave shows bunt but misses. In fact, I think he actually might have laid it down straight back into the dirt for a foul. 0-2 count now for the Illinois State guy. Jared Toby stares him down, jersey ruffling from the wind. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball runs high. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 1 out on the board, nobody on. The bottom of the first, tied up at none. Toby rocks back, thumb set, sends in. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. It's the first K of the day for Jared Toby. Make that his 17th of the season. That now evens up his walk to strikeout ratio. That'll bring up Bryn Spillane, the left fielder out of Illinois. 3 straight Illinois universities to start off the game with Illinois State, and now Illinois. First pitch that Spillane sees, misses the zone, 1 ball and no strike. Toby rocks back, sends in the 1-0, and runs high, 2-0 count now. And what I meant earlier by his stadium does a good job of painting the culture and team color here. Is the outer wall is all black, trimmed in gold. All of the signs all black, trimmed in gold. 2-0 offering, misses low, 3-0 count now. The offices here are that gray color. Of course, the uniforms that the Rivets support, all gray, black, and gold. 3-0. Fastball swung on, ground ball to the right side. Grant Frazier makes a play on it, throws it to first, and Willie Bourbon scoops it out of the dirt for the third out. Tip your hat off to Grant Frazier, the Central Michigan kid. Diving to his left into the outfield grass. Gets up, sides arm it to Bourbon. It was low, but Bourbon with a nice scoop gets the third out. Bullfrogs put them down in order here. 1, 2, 3. On to the second we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Illinois. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Frogs, about to get underway with the top of the second inning. Tanner Poole, the Mississippi State University Bulldog, digs in. The right-handed outfielder so far on the season for the Frogs, batting .400. First pitch he sees from Garneth comes by for a ball, a 1-0. Welcome back here to the broadcast. As a reminder, you can follow along on Twitter for buy-in updates at GB Bullfrogs. 1-0 pitch, runs high, was a fastball. 2-0 count now for Poole. The 2-0 pitch, fastball misses the zone. 2-1. Tanner Poole, a recent addition to this Bullfrogs team. In fact, the most recent. The Bullfrogs adding a trio of outfielders here in the last week. 3-0 offering. Fastball. That one finds the zone there. 3-1 count now, no outs on the board. Alonzo Jones joined first back in Madison last weekend. And then Ophelia joined in. And then Tanner Poole now. 3-1 pitch, fouled back into the backstop. Full count now. All three of those players batting above 300 as well. They've been a nice addition thus far. Payoff pitch, swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, Paradowski. Runs on it, gloves it, throws it to first, and it beats out Poole by a step for the first out. That'll bring up Alex Pinner, who, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, is actually the beer batter on the day. And I joked around with the players earlier when it was announced who the beer batters was, if it really makes all that much of a difference in your at-bat, and they all agreed that it no doubt did. Pinner takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. Pinner, the switch hitter, batting lefty here versus the right-handed hurler in Garnett. Garnett rocks back, sends in the 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Pinner goes down in the count 0-2. As you can hear in the background, the fans begin to chant, "We want beer." That's the best part of the Northwoods League. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and they go wild. It's the first K of the day for Garnett. And, of course, it comes off of the beer batter at Alex Pinner. You can tell he's frustrated as he walks back to the dugout with his head down. And now 2 outs up on the board in favor of the Rivets. Kyle Bino will dig in now. Right-handed hitter out of Youngstown State University. 4 home runs on the season thus far. Takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. Was looking for another one. It was a huge swing, but he missed 0-1. Benya will wait. The 0-1. Fastball. That misses. 1-1 count here, 2 outs on the board. So the Rivets, if you're not familiar with the nickname, I'm no expert, but it's some type of bolt or nail or screw or nut and bolt. 1-1 pitch, foul off. 1-2. If that is obvious for other people, my apologies. I'm not a carpenter by any means. A broadcaster by craft. And so the overall theme to the park fits the team name so well. Probably the best than any other team. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. The second straight strikeouts here in this top of the second inning for Garneth, and it's the third out on the board. That does finish the top half of the inning. On to the bottom half we go. You're listening to the WCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. All tied up at none.
We've heard it time and time again. You want local loan decisions and servicing, faster turnaround, and answers to your questions handled right here in Oconto. At the Stevenson National Bank and Trust, we've got all of those bases covered, from local loan decisions and on-time closings to great rates and fair terms. Visit me, Bob Schwartz, at the Stevenson National Bank and Trust. I've helped many people, and now I'd like to help you with your next loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Over the past 60 years, Triangle Distributing has maintained itself as a leader in the market as it has responded to the changes in product innovation and consumer demands. It is in this commitment to employees, customers, community, and supplier partners that has enabled them to remain one of the best and most respected distributors in our state.
Combine the flavors of Italy with the heart of the Irish, add some Chicago flair, and you've got Gallagher's Pizza. For the best Chicago-style pizza north of the Illinois border, Gallagher's Pizza is your destination. Call now for delivery or pickup in Green Bay and De Pere. Gallagher's Pizza, home of the best lunch buffet in town.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium, home of the Rockford Rivets in Illinois. My name's Illinois, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the bottom of the second inning. So far, it's been a perfect game from both teams. No hits on the board and no walks. Digging in here now for the Rockford Rivets will be J.C. DeMurray, the designated hitter out of Quincy. Righty stands in a tall, stocky frame. First pitch he sees, breaking ball, misses high and wide, 1-0. The dimensions here, 313 down the right and left field lines. 1-0 pitch, fastball, swung on, fly ball into deep right center field. Tracking back is Tanner Poole, and he makes the grab at the warning track and chucks it back in for the first out. In right field, it's probably your best shot to get a ball out of this stadium, as there is a large wall in left field, double-decker, if you will. And then it kind of tamper-offs in left center for your average 9-foot wall or so, and it goes across, and then in right center, you have that double-decker again. So I can imagine it could be tough to get the ball out of here. But with that being said, 313, one of the smaller dimensions we've seen. Not the smallest, though. The 1-0 pitch to the new batter finds the zone and evens it up, 1-1. Eric Cole, the Arkansas guy, right fielder's dug in. The 1-1 pitch misses. 2 balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the second inning. Brad Hamilton behind the plate for the Bullfrogs. It's just his second time all season that he's caught this for the Frogs. 2-1 pitch, swung on. It's a line drive left side that's over the head of third baseman Ben Hart. And there's your first hit of the day. It comes off the bat of the 5-hole hitter, and Eric Cole. Eric Cole, a recent addition to this team, is teammates with a couple of Bullfrogs, of course, those being Noah Miller and Zach Plunkett. But he gets the first hit on the board up for the Rivets, and he stands over at first base. It was a liner straight to Ben Hart, or rather Alex Pinner, who's relieving Ben Hart, who played there last night. First pitch Toby throws to the new batter, misses high, 1-0. New batter, of course, Brian Klein, the second baseman. But it's off the edge of his glove. He couldn't make the snag on it. 1-0 pitch, swung on, fly ball center field. Running forward is Tanner Poole, actually, who makes the track all the way over to right field to grab it out there in shallow right center for the second out. 2 down, 1 over at first. Bottom of the second, tied up at none. Eric Cole with the lone hit of the day. And there's 2 flyouts to the right fielder Poole. And that brings up Brian Klein, the second baseman. Brian Klein out of Texas Tech. One of a couple Texas Tech guys on this roster. First pitch he sees, breaking ball that gets in there, 0-1. But Brad Hamilton, we've talked about it, or rather I've talked about it time and time again this year. A guy that was asked to play left field to start this season due to just a shortage of outfielders. Of course, now the Bullfrogs with a plethora. They almost have too many. 0-1 offering misses, 1-1. Then he got pushed over to first base as their outside infield play has been subpar. 4th in the league in errors. Played a couple of games over there at first. And then we've seen him play third base as well. Chris Sabo, manager for the Bullfrogs, kind of joked around and said, well, how much worse could it be? Brad Hamilton, of course, getting it done at the plate, so they got to find a spot for him on the roster, or rather the lineup card. Other than designated hitter, because he's an athlete. He's a good ball player. 1-1 pitch misses, 2-1. The 2-1 offering, fastball runs high. A 3-1 count here with 2 outs on the board and a runner at first. Jared Toby takes a loop around the mound and stands back on the rubber. Cole takes a lead at first. Gives him a look, sends on the 3-1. That's a flying ball deep into right center field. Tracking back is Tanner Poole, and it's off the warning track and off the wall. They're going to send in Cole from third. He's rounded and coming home and scores. The Rockford Rivets take a 1-0 lead as Brian Klein now stands at second base with a RBI double. 2 outs on the board and a runner at first. And wasn't looking like a scoring opportunity per se with a 3-1 count to Klein, but he cranks a line drive deep into right center field, gets all the way to the wall, and it scores Cole all the way from first. Nate Montgomery, the catcher, now digs in. The righty, tall and stocky frame awaits. It's a fastball that runs high and wide. Jared Toby in 5 2/3 innings pitched his last time up against this Rivets team, actually, would allow just 1 earned run. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball misses. 2-0. But here in the bottom of the second inning, the Rivets already with the run. Bullfrogs have suffered this season when they go down first. 2-0. Fastball found away right side into the backstop netting. 2-1. Toby comes set, and Montgomery digs back in. Guy that looks like he's got some power to his swing. 2-1 pitch. That one just misses high as well. A 3-1 count now. Same count as last time. 2 outs on the board. Only difference, a runner in scoring position at second now. And the Rivets lead 1-0. 3-1. Runs high. There's the first walk of the day for either team. And it comes off of the hand of pitcher Jared Toby. Runners now at first and second for the 9-hole hitter Trevor Paradosky, the shortstop. Paradosky out of Texas Tech. You talked about there's a couple of guys from Texas Tech on this roster who, of course, had a phenomenal season this past year. Paradosky, one of those guys. This past season, during his freshman campaign, would have just 6 at-bats. First pitch he sees finds the zone 0-1. Fastball from Toby. Jared Toby checks the runner over at first. He takes a large lead. The 0-1 offering. Breaking ball that finds the zone 0-2 now with 2 outs on the board. Now we see club scene and all the different parks here in the Northwoods League that normally has the nice seat close to the stands per se. But one thing that this Rockford Stadium has that I haven't seen others have, as the 0-2 offering runs low 1-2, is almost like sun chairs. It's like patio furniture per se. And then just about all of the seating is filled as well. What a way to watch a ball game. You can rock back and forth in a nice comfy chair. 1-2. Swing on, ground ball to Pleshner at shortstop. Underhand toss to Frazier. He steps on the bag to get the out at the 2-base. Force out. That does it for the second inning. The Rockford Rivets put a run across. It's off an RBI double from Brian Klein. That'll do it here for the second inning. On to the third we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
We all want to be self-sufficient, whether it's fixing projects at home, whether it's changing the oil on the car, or maybe even keeping your checkbook balanced. But when it comes to income taxes, trust me, you don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it with someone that just does it 3 months a year as a little sideline job. You need to work with a proactive 24/7 CPA firm that can actually get you results and keep more money in your pocket. Pick up the phone today, 715-735-0583.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here, home of the Rockford Rivets. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the third inning where the Frogs trail the Rockford Rivets 1-0. It came off the bat of Brian Klein, who belted a double deep into right field, which would score, of course, Eric Cole, who had managed a single earlier in the inning. Nonetheless, top of the third, due up for the Frogs is the 7-8-9 guys. Brad Hamilton, the catcher, will dig in first for the Frogs. He is kind of struggling here of late. To start the year, the guy led the Northwoods League in batting average at .460. With that being said, you can't keep that. It's just not possible. You can't bat that high the entire season, so he's cooled off, as you would imagine. He comes into the game for the Frogs supporting a batting average that's still third best on the team of .339. First pitch he sees runs low and inside 1-0. Last night would go 0 for 4 after getting back to some better ways. After having a 1 for 3 day against Fond du Lac and Rockford. He would go 0 for 5 against Rockford 2 games ago against the team, as the 2-0 pitch finds the zone 1-2. In that 0-5 game, 5 strikeouts. 2-1. Fastball. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Garneth manages to put the glove on it and stop it. Nice play from the pitcher. Runs over to first and underhand tosses it to Neil Tyrell for the first out. Hamilton goes down. So just like that, first out on the board. That'll bring up Willie Bourbon, the Northwestern guy. Bourbon, the first baseman for the Bullfrogs today. We've seen him play third as well. has one of the best gloves on the team. However, at the plate, struggling a bit for the Bullfrogs, batting just 184 on the season. Check swings at the first pitch he sees, gets a piece of it, in fact, and fouls it back into the backstop 0-1. Bourbon with 9 hits on the year and about 50 at-bats. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. This Bullfrogs team batting a team batting average of 240. Not the best in the league per se. The Rivets supporting a 278 batting average. Garneth will step off the rubber. Bourbon will step out of the box and stand back in. Waves his lumber around and awaits the pitch from Garneth. The 0-2 offering. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout. All 3 pitches swung at. The third strikeout of the day for Garneth. 2 down here now in the top of the third. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter and Grant Frazier, the second baseman, struggling, of course, on the season. Swings at the first pitch he sees, however. It's a line around into shallow center. Running to his left is John Rave, the center fielder. Raises the glove and grabs it for the third out. That'll do it for the top of the third inning. Bullfrogs go down in order. They're still looking for their first base runner. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Is the frozen pizza that you're eating at home tired and worn out? It just doesn't have its stuff anymore. Its toppings are low and inside while the cheese is chin music. The time has come, friends, to make the switch. Make the call to the Brew Pub Bullpen. Bring in the relief and get the win with Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium toppings, then smothered in over half a pound of fresh 100% Wisconsin-made mozzarella cheese, Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are the ingredients for a great time. Find us online at brewpubpizza.com, on Facebook at Brew Pub Pizza, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Brew Pub Pizza. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium. My name's Neil Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get away with the bottom of the third inning, where the Bullfrogs trail the Rivets 1-0. Due up for the Rockford Rivets will be the 1-2-3 hitters, as we're back up to the top of the lineup here in the top of the third. Bullfrogs still looking for their first hit of the day. The Rivets have 2 on the board. Ryan Hutchinson, in his last time up, would ground out to Aaron Pleschner at short. First pitch that he sees in his new at-bat. Runs low, in fact, bounces across the plate, 1-2. Jared Toby with 1 strikeout on the day, as well as a walk. The left-handed guy at Wayne State University. One of the best starters in the staff for the Frogs. 1-0 pitch, fastball misses. 2-0. Brad Hamilton, as mentioned, behind the plate at catcher, calling in just his second game this year. 2-0. Fastball. That just misses. These are close. Not finding the zone, though. 3-0. This Rockford team supports a crew of tall guys, all with power as well. 3-0 pitch finds the zone. 3-1. The Rockford Rivets come into the game this season playing well, but come into the game on a 3-game skid. 3-1 pitch runs well high. Ball 4. Second walk of the day off of the hand of Jared Toby, and a runner at first now. That'll bring up this two-hole hitter, and John Reed struck out his last time up. The lone victim today of Toby's. The Rivets sit at fourth in the league. They have a 13-10 record, but as mentioned, a 3-game losing streak. They were swept by the Kingfish in their last matchup, who recently have been red hot. The Kingfish winning 6 of their last 4 and 15-9 on the year. First pitch after the 1-0 is swung on, and it's a grounder to the second baseman. Grant Frazier scoops it up, throws it to Pleschner, who's covering second, and they get the leadoff batter. John Rave hits into the fielder's choice. He's now over at first. That'll bring up Bryn Spinelli, left fielder. His last time up, grounded out to the second baseman and Grant Frazier. So after the 4-6 fielder's choice, Spinelli digs in. Spinelli, of course, out of the University of Illinois, was drafted at a high school in the 34th round by the Pirates. And a balk is called against Toby, and so the runner will advance from first to second. And then with 1 out on the board, a runner in scoring position, and Toby's kind of beside himself, gave a long look over to the umpire standing over near second base. Stepped back on the mound, then stepped off again, gave him another look, and now stands back on. Stands in, runs high and outside, 1-0. One-0 count now. First Bill out is Splaney. 1-0. Check swing in the dirt. 2-0 count now. Toby tries to find the zone here after walking Hutchinson's earlier in the inning. Or rather, that one went by for a strike, 1-1. I hold my tongue. Toby checks the runner at second, gives him another glance. Sends in the 1-1. It's swung on, a fly ball in foul territory out over near a bouncy house back there on the first base side. A really nice concourse here as well. We talked about this stadium. I think I might name it one of the best. Of course, it's an old minor league park. And so it was recently used about 3 or 4 years ago. There was a team here. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Jared Toby gets his second strikeout of the day. And Bryn Spillane will walk back to the dugout 0 for 2 on the day. That'll bring up J.C. DeMurray. His last time out would fly out to right field. So this Rivets team, 6 games back from the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, of course. But just a game and a half away from second place at 13-10. Tied for 5th is Lakeshore Chinooks and Madison Malik. They're right in there with an 11-12 record. As it really is a battle for second place against the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters, who are 19-4 and supporting a 2-game winning streak. Of course, sweeping the Bullfrogs. 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled away for DeMurray. An 0-2 count now. 0-2 delivery outside. 1-2 count, 2 outs on the board, a runner at second. Rivets lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Ben Hart not in the lineup today after seeing him start many a games in a row for the Frogs. 1-2. Fastball swung on, fouled back into the backstop. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Jared Toby, the left-handed hurler, stands with the ball tucked behind his back. Comes set at the hip, gives a glance to the runner at second, sends in the pitch. Just getting a piece of it is DeMurray. One of the slowest hit ground balls I've seen. It kind of just hits the bat and falls straight into the ground and doesn't go anywhere. Not much of a, you could say, from DeMurray. 0-1. So Toby comes set. Looking for that third out. Checks the runner at second, comes home. Fastball runs wide. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. J.C. DeMurray in there for the Rivets out of Quincy. This past season would hit 12 singles and 14 starts with 13 RBIs. 2-2 pitch misses. Runner takes off from second and gets over to third safely. No throw over from Brad Hamilton. Unsure if he saw him or whether it was DeMurray didn't want to try to get him in the way or what the scenario was. But there was no attempt of a throw from Hamilton. Granted, the ball was in the dirt. With that being said, a full count with 2 outs on the board now. Hamilton is in his stance back behind the plate, and now standing over at third is John Rave, who got on due to the fielder's choice earlier in the inning. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, or no, just got a piece of it. He's fouled off a couple here now. We'll stay at a full count. Payoff. That one's low in the zone. Toby's upset with himself. Kicks his leg after throwing it. Now runners on the corners here in the bottom of the third. Rivets lead 1-0, looking to add a couple more. With 2 outs on the board, they have a run just 90 feet away. And Brad Hamilton tosses some signs over to Toby. And now all the infielders showing signs to each other. Get set. Alex Penner over at third, playing rather far back, as the first pitch that the new batter sees is fouled up and away in Eric Cole. Cole would manage a base hit his last time up. He's the guy that came around to score in that bottom of the second, which gives the Rivets the 1-0 lead that they have here. They're looking on to attack a couple more. 0-1. Fastball. Ground ball to Pleshner at short. Underhand toss to Frazier. He grabs it. They get the runner out at second, and they leave 2 stranded. That'll do it here for the third inning. Bullfrogs get out of the jam. They trail by 1. On to the top of the fourth we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Have you discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative where many of the services are low cost or no cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. My name is Bill Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About to get underway with the top of the fourth inning, where due up for the Frogs will be the 1-2-3 guys, as nobody has managed to get on the base yet for the Bullfrogs. It's been 3 straight perfect innings for Garneth, and he looks to continue. Garneth, of course, supporting a 3-1 record coming into the contest for the Rivets. which is good, of course, for a 3.00 ERA, and struck out 10 and walked 10. Alonzo Jones lays down a bunt down the third base line, but it's foul. 0-1. Alonzo Jones has the speed to do that. We've talked about it a few times this season, and I'll likely continue throughout the year to talk about it. The kid ran a 6.160. I think it's worth talking about time and time again. It's an unreal number, and this guy has some unreal speed. The Vanderbilt Commodores want to use it in the outfield. He played second base during his freshman season, was the starter, was awarded freshman All-American that year as well, but lost his starting job this past season. 0-1 pitch. Misses. 1-1. Got limited playing time this past year for the Commodores, where he batted just around 220. 1-1. Fastball finds the zone that time. 1-2. But of course, this is after a year when he was labeled a freshman All-American for his outstanding rookie campaign. 1-2. Runs high and inside, and Jones leans away from it. 2-2. So the Commodores want to move him into the outfield and make him a center fielder. 2-2. Breaking ball, runs high and outside, full count. And so this summer he's going to be playing outfield for the Frogs, and I think that he's doable there. He'd be used there. He's got the speed out there. He's looked solid for the Frogs this year. Payoff pitch, check swing. It went around. Strike three, another K for Garneth as the Bullfrogs continue to try to figure out this guy. That's his third strikeout already. Here, top of the fourth inning, Frogs trail 1-0. That'll bring up Aaron Pleshner, the shortstop. Aaron Pleshner takes a deep breath, stands back in. Apologies for the yawn there. It's not because it's a boring game. It's this road trip's getting to me. Pleshner shows bunt, but takes it back after it was high. It's a 1-0 count. Pleshner out of San Jose State University, a starting shortstop for the Spartans. Been joined this summer by Brent Bautista. 1-0, swung on and missed. 1-1. Bautista, however, suffered a lower leg injury, and we haven't seen him since. He's been inactive. Pleshner steps out, steps back in. Garneth makes a motion to say almost, hey man, let's hurry things up here. I'm feeling it. Let's get these pitches going. Pleshner fouls away the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Pleshner steps out of the box every time. You can just see Garneth out there just waiting for him. Come on, man. Step in so I can pitch it to you. 1-2. Fastball. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Garneth. This kid's dealing. His fourth of the day already. That'll bring up Mikey Falia. Falia, the left fielder out of UC Irvine. 0 for 1 of the day. He grounded out to second base his last time up. Falia batting .500 coming into the contest in 14 at-bats, has 7 hits. First pitch he sees, swung on, and Garneth makes the play between his legs. It's just 4 innings in, but this kid is having a baseball game here. Falia grounds it right back to the pitcher, Garneth. He bends over and makes the play between his legs while his body's facing second base. Call it luck, call it skill, call it whatever you want it. But it's the third out here in the top of the fourth inning, and the Bullfrogs have yet to put a runner on a base. That'll do it here for the top of the fourth inning. To the bottom half of the frame we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, Get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium. Here, bottom of the fourth inning, Nolan Knight here, voice of the Frogs. The Bullfrogs trail the Rockford Rivets 1-0. Due up for the Rivets will be number 10. First pitch he sees, fastball runs high. 1-0. Neil Tyrell, of course, wears the one to right. The Rivets have a 1-0 lead off of 2 hits. Toby sends in the 1-0. It's a fastball that finds the zone. 1-1 now. Jared Toby, actually my roommate for the summer. Good guy. He's a tall guy as well. Stands at about 6'2" or so. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball runs high. 2-1. I kind of feel guilty. There's 2 rooms in the house. One in the basement, so you kind of get a whole area to yourself, and then one across the hall from the family. 2-1 pitch, swung on a belting liner into right center field, but Alonzo Jones, using that speed that I've talked about, gets over there easily, and it makes it look easy as well, grabs the first out. And so I have to get there about 2 weeks or so early, of course, for your internship things, the broadcast things to be done. So I worked for 2 weeks before the players got there. And so I was given the opportunity to pick which room I wanted. First pitch that the new batter sees runs low and outside, 1-0. It's Brian Klein, the second baseman, who's dug in. He got an RBI and a double his last time up. 1-0 pitch to him. Is in the dirt, in fact, bounces across the plate back into the backstop, 2-0. And so, obviously, I took the one with all the room. I mean, there's a couch down there, a living area, a washer and dryers down there. The animals don't really go down there, so I took it. 2-0 offering, fastball. That one finds the zone, 2-1. And so Toby was left with the smaller rooms. And I can kind of feel bad about it now. I'm thinking about it. He's a guy that's going day in and day out, playing and whatnot. 2-1 pitch runs inside and low. 3-0. 3-1 rather, with 1 out on the board and nobody on. Bottom of the fourth, Frogs trail 1-0. So he could probably use the luxuries more than I should. So I offered it to after he had gotten there, and he said, no, you've been there for 2 weeks. You might as well have it. So nice guy, doesn't hold grudges. Doesn't hate me for all I know. Although, I definitely have the better end of the bargain. 3-1 pitch into Klein, runs high. It's ball 4, and it is the 3rd walk of the day given up by Toby. And Brian Klein now on base for the 2nd time in this one. Nate got Montgomery, the catcher, stands in now. First pitch Jared throws is a breaking ball that runs high and wide, 1-0. As his pitches are kind of all over the place today, whether they're low, high, right, or in, right or left. He managed a couple strikeouts though. 1-2, swing and a miss, 1-1. Toby comes set, has the ball placed behind his left hip. Gives a look over the runner at first, deals in the 1-1. Swung on and missed. It was in the dirt as got Montgomery to chase that one. 1-2 count now, one out on the board, a runner at first. Toby comes set at the hip. Gives a couple looks over to the runner at first and deals. 1-2 pitch, swung on, found away. They weren't on that as well as there's a lot of shade. If you're on the third base side, the entire grandstands are in the shade. No coverage from rain or sprinkles or anything like that, however. Toby deals in the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. The third victim of the day from Toby. So 3 strikeouts to 3 walks now. And that brings up the 9-hole hitter, Trevor Paradosky, the shortstop out of Texas Tech. This past season, just 6 at-bats for the Red Raiders. First pitch finds the zone. 1-0. Or rather 0-1. Toby comes set. Gives a look at the runner at first. Throws back to first. A little side on action. Wasn't there in time. The runner over there lines back. It's a beautiful day, just a little windy. Runner takes a lead from first. Toby throws over again. We'll stay at a 1-0. There's some clouds out in the sky. Not cloudy, however. That one finds the zone. Fastball. 0-2. So Toby steps back on the rubber. Awaiting. Jersey blowing in the wind here. We talked about how windy it is. 0-2. That one runs low and inside. 1-2. Left to right field it is here. It's about 60-some degrees or so. Maybe in the 70s. It's cool. Very comfortable in shorts and a t-shirt. Game. It's Brian Klein. He got the arm. Two. Runs well inside, nearly gets away from Hamilton as well. But a full count now. 2 balls, 3 strikes. 2 outs on the board. The Texas Tech guy awaits. The left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitch. Payoff. Swung on a ground ball to the shortstop Pleshner. Scoops it, throws to first in time. Frogs leave handed. They've left stranded today. But they trailed by 1. 1-0 here. That does it for the 4th inning. On to the 5th we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
Attention pizza lovers, have you tried a Brew Pub pizza? Designed to be the best of the best pub pizzas ever made, every Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies and topped with over a half pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are made right here in Wisconsin. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas are available at your local grocer and tavern. Check Brew Pub pizzas out at facebook.com/brewpubpizza and get more details at brewpubpizza.com. Brew Pub Lots of Matza pizzas, official frozen pizza of the Green Bay Bullfrogs.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. About to get underway with the fifth frame. The Bullfrogs still looking for their first base runner. You know why? Well, it's because of the play of the man out on the bump in Garnet. Through 4 innings, has not allowed a walk, strikeout, or any other form of base runner. Of course, he has allowed a strikeout. In fact, you count him up, he's got a grand total of 5 through 4. First pitch he throws to pull, misses the zone, 1-0. The 1-0 offering misses as well, outside, 2-0. Poole awaits. Coming into the game, of course, batting 200. 2-0 pitch, swung on a skyrocketed pop-up in foul territory over on the left side. Calling off the third baseman is the shortstop, Trevor Paradosky, who runs all the way over to the Rivets bullpen to make the grab. He gets underneath of it. First out on the board. That'll bring up Alex Pinner, the third baseman. The 5-hole hitter on the day is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He awaits, watches the first one go by for a ball. 1-0 count. He awaits, and Garneth deals in. Swung on, fouled back. 1-1 here. 2 outs on the board. Garneth comes, sent the right-handed pitcher against the switch hitter batting lefty. 1-1. Run tie. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Bullfrogs still looking for their first hit or just base runner for that matter. Garneth has had a absolute fantastic game. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex Pinner, of course, out of Scottsdale Community College. Recent transfer to Mississippi State. Awaits the 2-2 offering. It comes in, it runs low and inside. A full count here now. This past season at Scottsdale, Alex Pinner would be named a JUCO All-American. Payoff. Finds the zone. It's a backwards K. Second out on the board up here in the top of the 5th inning. The phenomenal, fantastic, wonderful, whatever adjective you want to add on it, day of Garneth continues. It just seems here of late that the Frogs keep facing some of the best pitchers in the league. 2 outs on the board now. Pinner was halfway to first when he got rung up. Vigneault swings in the first pitch he sees as Youngstown State batter is now up for the Frogs. After he fouls that one into the backstop, he goes down 0-1. The 6th strikeout of the night for Garneth goes to Pinner. The 0-1 offering to misses. 1-1. The 1-1 delivery outside for a ball. 2-1 count here with 2 outs now. Kyle Vigneault out of Youngstown State playing on a full contract now after starting the year out on a temporary 10-day contract. 2-1. Fastball swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. Paradosky throw to first, beats down Vigneault by a step. The Bullfrogs still looking for their first hit or base runner on the day. They have been shut out here in the top of every inning here 5 times now. To the bottom half of the inning we go. Besides the fact that the Bullfrogs have struggled at the plate, they're still in it due to some good pitching from Jared Toby on the mound for the Frogs, as he's allowed just 2 hits in the contest and 1 run. Bullfrogs trail 1-0 here. On to the bottom half of the 5th we go. You're listening to the WCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Tri-City Glass and Doors, locally owned and family operated, and has been since 1960, specializing in commercial glass projects and automotive glass repair. Having grown up right here in Northeast Wisconsin, Tri-City understands your needs and wants to be the residential glass and door professionals you can count on. They're here for your family in all of life stages, from building an addition on your home for your newborn to applying Aquapel to your new driver's car. Additionally, they are locally owned, so there's no hoops to jump through. You can call them or come in at any time to talk directly to one of their glass and door experts.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents Margie Dolan, Oconto, and Paul Huberty and Lena can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty can help you find the affordable coverage you need. When your life and goals change, agents Margie Dolan and Paul Huberty will be there to help you adjust your insurance game plan with a free family insurance checkup. So, for all your insurance needs, call on a winner. State Farm agents Margie Dolan at 834-5151 and Paul Huberty at 829-5555.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here. Bottom of the fifth inning, Frogs trail 1-0. First pitch that the new batter sees is swung on. It's a line drive center of the field. That will be a lead-off single to start off the bottom of the fifth inning, and it comes off of the bat of Ryan Hutchinson's, the leadoff batter. The third baseman with his first hit of the day after going 0 for 1 with a walk previously. John Rave, the center fielder, now digs in for the Rivets. 0 for 1 on the day. Would be stranded at third over his last time up. Lays down a bunt down the third base line, and Toby picks it up, throws it to first. Not in time. It's a slow little dribbler of a bunt that gets close enough for Toby to run over and pick it up. He launches one over to first. A lot of times when you see those pitchers make those plays, they airmail it. But that one right on target. It's just not in time, as Rave was able to beat it out. So he's now 1 for 3 on the day. He stands over at first base, and it moves Hutchinson's over to second, and with no outs on the board, Bryn Spillane digs in, the left fielder. 0 for 2 on the day with his strikeout his last time up in the third. First pitch he sees from Toby. Breaking ball that misses, 1-0. Toby comes set, the lefty. Checks the runners at second, comes home. 1-0 pitch. That one finds the zone, evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs on the board. Bottom of the fifth inning, Frogs trail 1-0. Bryn Spillane in for the Rivets. Out of the University of Illinois. 1-1 pitch finds the zone. 1-2. This past season for the Fighting Illini would post a .295 batting average. 10 teams, though, the kid would bat .350 with 13 RBIs. Had a great conference season. 1-2 pitch, fastball in the dirt. Solid job by Brad Hamilton to block that one. 2-2. In the dirt. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Spillane out of high school, I think I mentioned it earlier, was actually drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Is one of 2 players that receives a lot of playing time for this Rivets team that was actually drafted out of high school. Bullfrogs with just 1, and Jones out in center. Payoff pitch, runs inside, and now the bases loaded. With no outs on the board, the Rivets looking to take the Bullfrogs out of the game with some insurance runs here. The Bullfrogs don't have anyone warming up in the bullpen, but they will here soon. As Chris Marston nods his head to catcher Zach Shoemaker, and he is going to run out into the bullpen to get somebody warm. First pitch, Toby's throws, runs well high and inside. Chin music there from J.C. DeMurray. The fans don't like it. They think it's intentional. But with the way Toby has pitched today, he's had some pitchers that found the zone nice and tight, but then we've also seen some get away from him. So likely that's what happened there. But with the bases loaded and no outs on the board, it's a 1-0 count. J.C. DeMurray, the designated hitter and cleanup hitter, awaits. 0 for 1 on the day, was walked his last time up. Takes a cut at the 1-0, misses. 1-1. DeMurray awaits, gives a check, swing, stands back in, waves the lumber around. Toby deals, 1-1 pitch in the dirt. A 2-1 count now with no outs on the board. Frogs in a bind. It looks like Alex Lee is warming up in the bullpen for the Frogs. The Wabash Valley kid. Toby comes set, the lefty. Runners take their lead. 2-1, runs high. 3-1 count now. Bullfrogs trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning with the bases loaded and no outs on the board. First and third play well in, just off the infield grass. 3-1 pitch. Found a way back into the backstop. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jared Toby got the loss in a start his last time against this Rivets team in a game where he only allowed 1 earned run. Payoff outside, and he walks in a run. Toby, frustrated with himself, puts his glove over his mouth and shouts some profanities in disgust with himself. Rivets take a 2-0 lead, and Chris Marston is going to run out onto the bullpen and have a quick word with his lefty in Toby. Has pitched a relatively solid game coming into the inning and allowed just 1 earned run and 2 hits. Now 1 run comes across after he walks in a run. Walked his last 2 batters now in Brent Spillane and J.C. DeMurray. Hutchinson's comes around to score for the Rivets. The Bullfrogs now trail 2-0 here in this bottom 5. Are in a bind here. If they could get out of it, it would be huge for the Frogs. Eric Cole, the right fielder, digs in. He's 1 for 2. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Fouls it away onto the concourse here. Right side, 0-1. Mentioned the weather here. It's an absolute beaut. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Toby gets ahead 0-2. Of course, yesterday's game, however, in Wisconsin Rapids was disgusting. I'm going to put it blunt with you. It was gross when we got there. It was gross during the game. And after, there was mud puddles on the field. But they got the game in, and the Bullfrogs fell 9-1. 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, line drive up the middle of the field. That will score 1 run. They're going to bring in another one. Throw in from center field, not in time, and 2 runs come across to score for the Rockford Rivets. They take a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning as they have tacked on 3 runs here in the bottom 5. It's a belting line drive up the middle of the field that nobody had a shot at. Jared Toby tries to throw his glove up to try to stop it, but he can't get to it in time. It gets into the outfield. Jones launches one in to try to manage some damage control. It leaves the runners at first and second. But John Rave and Bryn Spillane come in to score. Neil Tyrell digs in now. He's 0 for 2. Swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it away right side. Over towards that bouncy house over there. 0-1. Eric Cole standing over at second now. Or rather, excuse me, J.C. DeMurray standing at second and Eric Cole at first after his 2 RBI single. Neil Tyrell awaits. 1-1 count after fouling away the last one. The delivery swung on line, drive up the middle of the field, and they're going to send in J.C. DeMurray from second. He's rounding third and will come in to score easily. The Rivets now with a 6-0 lead. Or check that, 5-0. Scoreboard operators on it today. I thought there was going to be another run tacked on, but it doesn't matter. It's the 6th hit of the day and the 5th run. 4 runs get across in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rivets take a 5-0 lead, and Jared Toby's day is done. He allowed 6 hits and 5 runs. Bullfrogs trail 5-0. Alex Lee's going to come in to pitch for the Frog. We're going to step aside while he warms up. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin. Every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Did you know that we here at the O'Connell Pharmacy would mail your prescriptions to you? At the O'Connell Pharmacy, we would like to make things easy for you. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. My name is Nolan Knight, voice of the Frogs. We're still here in the bottom of the 5th inning where the Rockford Rivets have posted 4 runs. They have taken a 5-0 lead, and the Bullfrogs are struggling at the plate as well. They've yet to record a base runner, whether that's by error, by walk, or by hit. Jared Toby's day is done. He would pitch 4 innings for the Frogs and would throw 3 strikeouts. We take a look at his final stats. Just give me a moment to pull those up. But new pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs, right-handed hurler Alex Lee out of Wabash Valley Community College. A JUCO school that this past season actually went to the JUCO National Championships, or World Series, if you will. Comes in the game with a 7.36 ERA in 3.2 innings pitched. He has 1 strikeout. First toss, he throws in, finds the zone, 0-1. Jared Toby pitched 4 innings, allowed 6 hits and 5 earned runs, would strike out 3 and a walk 6. Alex Lee comes set. The righty checks the runner at second, comes home. It's a ball, 1-1. The Rivets have 2 runners on, first and second, and have put 4 runs across already in the bottom of the 5th, and the Bullfrogs have still yet to record an out. It's a big inning for the Rivets, and they're looking to add on some more. Brian Klein dug in here for the Rivets. It's off the glove of Alex Pinner. It's a line drive straight to him off the bat of Klein. Hits him square in the glove. I think he might have closed it too early. And it bounces back into the infield grass. Aaron Pleshner sprints over and tries to scoop it up with his glove over to Pinner, who went back to cover to try to get the advancing runner from second to third, but that attempt is not there either. It's an E5, and bases are now loaded. Alex Lee sends in the new pitch to mate Montgomery. It finds the zone 0-1. Nothing going right for the Frogs here. Bases loaded here. Bullfrogs trail 5-0. Bottom of the 5th inning. 0-1 delivery. Gets away from the catcher, Brad Hamilton. The runner from third will score easily. And the Rockford Rivets take a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one will go down as a wild pitch. Runners advance one base apiece. Runners at second and third now as the brakes falling off of the wagon here. Nate Montgomery awaits the 1-0 pitch. Swung on. That's a line drive that drops fair in the infield dirt, and nobody can get to it. One run will score. They're going to send in another one. And now a 9-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. 8 runs have come across. Unbelievable. 7 runs, rather. Oh, no, it is 8. I've lost track on my scorecard here, as it's mind-boggling. It is true. 8 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Nearly every runner has scored now. Every runner has gotten on base, for that matter, in this inning. Trevor Paradosky stands in now. He takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, and that's a base hit. The fireworks continue here for the Rockford Rivets as they have an 8-0 lead. As we had some problems with the scoreboard. My apologies for not being able to keep track of it on my own, but it just came out of nowhere. One after another, one after another, one after another. Lee sends in the new pitch. It's in the dirt, 1-0. It's Ryan Hutchinson batting now. Bullfrogs trail. Eight nothing. Off of 8 hits. 6 of those coming in this inning. 1-0 offering into Hutchinson's finds the zone 1-1 as everyone here in a Bullfrogs uniform just kind of tries to regather what has happened here. Lee comes set, sends in the 1-1. Runs high, 2-1 count here. There's still no outs on the board. Jared Toby started off the inning. Would load the bases, allow a few to come across, and now all of those that were on a base when he started have come across to score 7 earned runs. Have come across in the name of Jared Toby. And he was pitching a good game before this 5th inning. Alex Lee now has allowed 2 hits has yet to walk or strike out anybody. And it looked like a foul ball might have clipped Brad Hamilton. Chris Sabo comes over to kind of check him out. It might have hit him in the you-know-what area. Hamilton kind of sits back behind the plate, puts his helmet back on, and you think he's going to stay out there. Sabo didn't have much mercy for him. As you can imagine, he's not in the best mood with his team down 8-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning where there's still no outs on the board. 7 runs across. An unprecedented amount. 2-2. Swung on, fouled back. Will stay at 2-2 as the Frogs look to get their first out of the inning. Evan Hutchinson digs in. Ryan Hutchinson, rather, as we're back up to the start of the lineup. It's his second time batting in this one. The 2-2. Swung on, a belting line drive into center field. Jones gets over there and throws it back in. There's the first out. And it comes off of the bat of Ryan Hutchinson's. He's the first guy not to get on base after coming up to bat. It was a well-hit line drive out in the right center field. But Alonzo Jones, despite the fact his team down 8-0, gets some nice reps of chasing down a fly ball at least. We got to look at the positives, right? With that being said, John Rave now digs in. First pitch he sees, a breaking ball that runs outside, 1-0. So far has not been a good road trip for the Bullfrogs. Last night getting plummeled 9-1. And now down 8-0 here. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. A nice pitch from Alex Lee. 1-1. Bullfrogs will be here tomorrow for the second game of the series as well. Of course, played this Rivets team very close the first 2 times they played them. Lost the first game of that 2-game series back in Joe Annie's by 5 runs. But with that being said, 4 of those, or rather, lost by 5 runs, but the majority of those runs were unearned back in that game. About a week ago now. 2-1 offering, runs outside. It's a 3-1 count here as John Rave, the Illinois State guy, is dug in. There's 2 runners on at first and second. And the 3-1 offering runs low. The bases are loaded now. Again. Here in this bottom of the 5th inning. That second game of this series back in Joe Annie's, the Bullfrogs lost by 2 runs. It was a close game, and the Bullfrogs played well throughout. Or I think, take that back. They lost by 1 run. It was a game that they had the lead going into the 9th inning. Heartbreaker. First pitch that Spillane sees the ground ball to Aaron Pleshner. 6-4-3 double play. A nice scoop from Willie Bourbon over at first base. Gets the Bullfrogs out of the inning. And a large round of applause for the Rivets, who just put up one of the best innings I have seen in the Northwoods League this summer. They posted 6 hits and would bring 7 runs across. The Bullfrogs trail here at Rivet Stadium 8-0. Stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. We're going to come back with this top of the 6th inning, and we're going to pretend that the bottom of the 5th didn't happen. The Bullfrogs are going to come out with the bats hot with a fire underneath of them. I'm calling it, so you better stay tuned. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation Flex Agreement and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
Hello and welcome back to Rockford, Illinois. My name's Dylan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. The Bullfrogs struggling here in Rockford in this one. They trail 8-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. We've just passed around 8 o'clock or so. Garneth is still out on the mound for the Rivets. He is yet to allow a hit, run, walk, or for that matter, anyone to get on base. Although he had a long time to cool down, we'll see if the Bullfrogs can manage some hits. Brad Hamilton dug into the batter's box for the Bullfrogs, the righty out of Kent State. Fouls away the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Bullfrogs, of course, coming off a blowout last night, 1-1 against the Rapids. 0-1 delivery, swung on. Liner over left side, foul, 0-2. Brad Hamilton kicks his bat, stands back in, plops his bat down on the home plate and waves it behind his head. The 0-2 delivery from Garneth runs outside. It's a 1-2 count now. Brad Hamilton awaits the 1-2. Swung on, fouled away. I mean, the good thing about not getting any base runners is that with each inning, you know exactly who's going to be up. So in the top of the 6th, of course, it would be Brad Hamilton, the 7-hole hitter. He watches the 1-2 pitch go by for a ball, a 2-2 offering now. The delivery. Swung on, line drive to the second baseman and bounces right in front of him. Rather shortstop, Tyler Paradosky. Spoke too soon. And it's a 6-3 out. It beats out Brad Hamilton by a couple of steps. That'll bring up Willie Bourbon. First baseman, 0 for 1 on the day with a K. Left-handed hitter out of Northwestern University. Bourbon swings at the first pitch he sees, fouls it back, 0-1. Bourbon out of Northwestern, as we mentioned. The only Big Ten guy on the team. As that pitch runs down over from the bullpen over there, from the Bullfrogs, where it looks like Brett Falk is warming up for the Frogs. Comes behind the plate, so time is called, and we have to have a quick hiatus. So Bourbon stands back in. The 1-1 pitch to him, runs outside a 2. Now it's 1-1. Getting fooled by this scoreboard here in Rockford. My apologies. 1-1. Fastball, swung on, line drive right field. It gets over the head of the second baseman, Brian Klein, and the Frogs have their first base hit of the day and a first base runner. Garneth had started the day absolutely perfect. He had pitched 5 perfect innings for the Rockford Rivets, but Willie Bourbon, ruining the party, manages a base hit here in the top of the 6th. I told you. The Bullfrogs are due for hits. They went 5 without getting one. And Willie Bourbon managed one there. Comeback time, baby. Grant Frazier digs in now. Right-handed hitter out of Central Michigan University. He flew out to center field his last time up. First pitch he sees, takes a cut at it. It was high. He chased it 0-1. Garnett comes set, the righty. Deals in, runs high, 1-1 count, 1 out on the board. Bourbon over at first here as the sun has kind of started to set. The lights have been flipped on here at a Rivet Stadium, home of a former minor league team. Throw back to first, Bourbon back safely. A little late though, no tag was applied. It might have actually gotten down in time. Frazier stands in, gives his bat a little check swing, and waves it back behind his head. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1 now, 1 out on the board. Runner over at first. As another pitch got out of the bullpen and traveled down all the way behind home plate, so time has have to been called again. Frazier awaits. Garnett comes set at the hip. Gives a glance over to Bourbon and sends in the 2-1. It's inside. A 3-1 count now with 1 out on the board. Bullfrogs with their first hit of the day here, coming in the top of the 6th inning off the bat of Willie Bourbon. Grant Frazier stands in awaiting the 3-1. Garnett takes a breath and sends it in. Fastball swung on line, or rather a pop-up in the clippings of the outfield grass right off of the infield dirt. The shortstop Brian Klein in fact gets underneath of it and grabs it for the second out. So Frazier now 0 for 2 on the day, and Alonzo Jones, the reigning Aurora Baycare Sports Medicine Player of the Game, stands in. First pitch he sees, fastball, swung on and missed. 0-1 now, 2 outs on the board. He adjusts his batting helmet and stands back in. He awaits the offering from Garnett. He comes set, takes a breath, deals in the 0-1. It's swung on and missed. 0-2. Alonzo Jones, drafted out of high school, of course, is really the most exciting players for the Bullfrogs when you just look at his resume. Was drafted by the Chicago Cubs back in the 36th round in 2015. Takes a cut at the 0-2 pitch. It's a fly ball deep into right field at the warning track and gone. I talked about most exciting. Talk about exciting. Alonzo Jones launches one over the right field wall. It's his first home run of the day, and it's a 2-run shot. I told you not to go away. The Bullfrogs are going to have some sparks, and sure enough they do. Alonzo Jones provides them as well as the Bullfrogs put 2 runs across. They now trail by 6. It's 8-2. That'll bring up Aaron Pleschner, the shortstop out of San Jose State University. He stands in with the bases clear. Garnett rocks his leg, sends in the first pitch, and Pleschner fouls it back. 0-1. Pleschner throws his lumber down on the plate and stands in. 0-1. Swung on, line drive, middle of the field, and there's another hit for the Bullfrogs. 3 hits on the day. Now after that one, Pleschner stands over at first base now, and Mikey Felias comes up to the plate. The left, or rather right-handed hitter out of UC Irvine. Coming in the day for the Bullfrogs was supporting a .300 batting average. He's a small guy, just 5'9" or so, 170, an outfielder, speedy. Started his career in a bullfrog outright, went 4 for 5 in his debut. Takes a huge cut at the first pitch he sees and pops it up behind the plate, where the catcher throws off the mask, gets underneath of it, and Nate Montgomery and makes the grab, leaving Aaron Pleshner stranded at first. That will do it here for the top of the 6th inning. Alonzo Jones belts a 2-run shot into right field and gives their Bullfrogs their first runs of the day. They won't be shut out. That'll do it here for the top of the 6th inning. Stay tuned for the bottom half. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
Discovered the privileges of membership? NEW Credit Union is a full-service, member-owned financial cooperative, where many of the services are low-cost or no-cost. NEW Credit Union offers a full range of financial management products, including savings, share draft checking, consumer, auto, recreational vehicle, and home loans, as well as financial counseling resources. Offices are located at 301 Jackson Street, O'Connell Falls, 405 Pecor Street, O'Connell, and 717 East Main Street, Surrey. Online at newcu.org. We also have easy member account access with your smartphone through our mobile money app. NEW Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing opportunity lender, serving all who live or work in Brown, Marinette, Oconto, and Shawano counties. Members matter most at NEW Credit Union, where we can help you own it.
Hello and welcome back to... Where are we at? Well, first of all, we're at Rivet Stadium. But we're also in Rockford, Illinois. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. The Bullfrogs here on this Friday night trail the Rockford Rivets 8-2. However, in the top of the 6th inning, Alonzo Jones would smack a 2-run home run over the right field wall to give the Bullfrogs some runs. They now trail 8-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and there's a new pitcher out on the mound for the Bullfrogs. It's Brett Falk, the Lenore Ryan guy. So far this season for the Frogs, he's had a solid year. He's given up a couple of runs this season. However, comes into the contest for the Bullfrogs, supporting an ERA of 9.00. As mentioned, he's come into release 5 times this year. There's one game where he really struggled, but there's a few others where he pitched very well, and that one game where he struggled gives him that ERA that's not the best of 9.00. He's got 10 strikeouts on the season to go along with 4 walks, so a relatively good K to walk ratio. First pitch he throws to the batter he's facing off against J.C. DeMurray, finds the zone 0-1. J.C. DeMurray swings at the first pitch he sees, a line drive, left side foul. A good swing at it from DeMurray. He was trying to send that one over the wall. DeMurray takes his clit and stands back in. Waves the lumber around. Falk comes set, sends in the 0-2. It's outside. 1-2. Brett Falk, of course, the North Carolina guy. Goes to school in North Carolina as well, if you were curious where that University of Lenore Ryan is. It's in Hickory, North Carolina. Brett Falk out of East Bend, North Carolina. I'm from Virginia, relatively familiar with North Carolina, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure where East Bend is. Tosses in the 0-2 pitch that doesn't find the zone. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. And the 1-2 offering goes by for a strike. It's swung on and missed. Dropped strike 3. Hamilton picks it up and throws it over to first. 2 in the outs. The first batter that Brett Falk sees goes down swinging. It's the first K of the day for the Lenore Ryan guy. And there's one out up on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch that the new batter, Eric Cole, sees. Finds the zone 0-1. Brett Falk stares down Cole. Rocks back, sends in the 0-1. That one finds the zone. Brett Falk coming out of the bullpen hot. 0-2 now. As just a reminder, you can follow along on Twitter at GB Bullfrogs. And if you follow the Instagram page, 0-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the first baseman, Bourbon, bobbles with it, but it manages to make the squeeze, run over and step on the base for the second out. It was hit straight to him over there at first base, and it kind of hits him right in the chest, but doesn't get away from it. It just kind of plops right into his glove after he realized what had happened, and just runs over and steps on the bag for the second out. But if you follow us on Instagram, at GB Bullfrogs, we're starting to post some stories on the road. First pitch that the new batter sees, Neil Tyrell, goes by for a strike, 0-1. So you can see what the guys do on the road, if they're in what kind of hotel they're at, what games they play to waste time on the bus, that kind of stuff. 0-1 offering, runs outside, 1-1. And I think it's entertaining, and I think that you parents out there listening, or avid fans of the Bullfrogs, will get a kick out of see these guys' personalities and how they've meshed this season. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, chased after that one, 1-2. And as Brett Falk has came in and pitched well for the Frogs here, granted just 3 batters in. 1-2. Swung on and missed. The bat goes flying over towards the dugout of the Rivets. In fact, nearly going straight for the camera girl over there in the dugout. She almost hides away from it. She's holding her chest. She's terrified. But it's the third out up on the board. The Bullfrogs put them down in order, 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts, largely due to some good pitching from Brett Falk. And now the Bullfrogs, after allowing 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th, will come back to the plate here, down by 6. They trail 8-2 here after 6 frames. On to the 7th we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Visiting teams and combinations are brought to you by American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. For toll-free reservations, contact 800-634-3444. American Inn Lodge and Suites, Green Bay West. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Do you need help organizing your medications? Stop in and see us at the O'Connell Pharmacy about our monthly bubble packing system. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Triangle Distributing is a diversified distributor of high-quality beverages that is focused on providing customer satisfaction, service with well-trained personnel that drives the market through teamwork, goals, and strong relationships.
Hello and welcome back to Rimet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. My name is Will Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs, about to get underway with the top of the 6th inning. Due up for the Frogs will be Brad Hamilton, Alex Pinner, and then Kyle Bino. It's the... excuse me. Brad Hamilton, Willie Bourbon, and Grant Frazier. I've lost my spot in the lineup card here. Actually, apologies to all of those listening, is actually Tanner Poole, who has dug in here for the Frogs, the 4-5-6 hitters. So Tanner Poole, Alex Pinner, Kyle Bino. Poole stands in, fouls away the first pitch he sees, left side, 0-1. Swung on. Fly ball, foul territory behind the plate. Third baseman tracking over, gets underneath of it, and it makes the snag in front of the dugout here on the Rockford side for the first out. Tanner Poole goes back to the dugout. He's now 0 for 3 on the day. That will bring up Alex Pinner. Alex Pinner, the third baseman, 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. First pitch he sees, fastball, swung on and missed. He was behind it. Oh, 1 delivery to Pinner. That one finds the zone as well. Pinner goes down the count 0-2 for the third straight at-bat. Pinner, of course, out of Scottsdale Community College, to the delight of the fans, have struck out twice as he is the bigger batter today in Rockford. 0-2. Fastball finds the outside portion of the plate, and Alex Pinner goes down looking. That'll do it here. 2 outs on the board now, and that'll bring up Kyle Bino with nobody on. And Garneth continues to pitch absolutely lights out for this Rockford team. Kyle Bino takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and misses 0-1. With that strikeout, he now has 7 on the day in 6 innings pitched in 2/3. Garneth has to be one of the best pitchers in the league. Of course, comes into the game with a record of 3-1. 0-1 delivery, missed the zone, however. It's a 1-1 count now. The delivery. That one's outside. 2-1 now. Green Bay, of course, will be here tomorrow for Game 2 of the series. 2-1 delivery. In the dirt. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs on the board. Nobody on here. Top of the 7th inning. The Bullfrogs trail 8-2. The Bullfrogs went down first in the contest, 1-0 in the bottom of the first. 3-1 offering, swung on, broken back, little blooper into shallow center. In fact, behind the second base bag, Brian Klein runs over towards it, gets underneath of it, and makes the grab. That will do it here for the top of the 7th inning. Bullfrogs go down in order. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
Hi folks, this is David from Witt's Piggly Wiggly in Oconto Falls. Are you sick of rising gas prices? Well, at Witt's we have a solution. When you purchase qualified groceries with blue shelf stickers, and there's hundreds throughout our store, you build up discounts for 15 gallons of gas on your club card. Then, when you fill up at our Pig Stop pumps, just scan your card and watch the gas price drop. So scan your card, shop the blue stickers, and save money on gas at the Pig in Oconto Falls.
They say the great American dream is starting and owning your own business. A lot of you out there right now probably do stuff on the side. Do you regard it just as hobbies and don't even include it on your taxes? What tax savings opportunities are you missing with all the loopholes that the tax code is chock full of? You need someone to drive the bus, as they say, to success. That's 715-735-0583. Milking every last loophole in the tax code for your benefit.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. My name's Nolan Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Bottom of the 7th inning, Bullfrogs trail the Rockford Rivets 8-2. The Frogs would go down first in the contest as they trailed 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and then a 7-run bottom of the 5th would be the difference. The Bullfrogs would then put 2 runs up in the top of the 6th. It came off of a 2-run solo, or 2-run shot, from Alonzo Jones. His first home run of the season, as there is a new catcher behind the home plate side in Zach Shoemaker. First pitch he sees from the pitcher, Falk, runs outside 1-0. The new batter up here for the Rivets, of course, is Brian Klein. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch and misses. 1-1 count here with no outs on the board. We just got underway with the bottom of the 7th. Brett Falk comes set, sends in the 1-2. It finds the zone, 1-2. Falk, since coming in this last inning, has pitched a solid game here for the Frogs. Has a couple of strikeouts in just an inning pitch. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled away, back past the press box. 1-2 count here. Of all the places that we've been here this summer, of course, this is the last away venue the Frogs have played at. 1-2 pitch, misses the zone. 2-2. I think this one might be one of the best. Of course, not much matches to Madison, of course. 2-2 offering from Falk, swung on, pop up, foul territory over by the third base bag. It actually makes its way back into the field of play, and Alex Pinner gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the first down. One retired. That will bring up the catcher, Nate Montgomery. Nate Montgomery on the day, 0-4. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Ground ball left side. The third baseman, Pinner, can't make a grab on it. And he'll throw it all the way back into the infield. It's a ground ball over towards him to his right side, and it plucks off of his glove. It's an E5, the second E5 of the game. The Bullfrogs have really struggled defensively this season at third base. Pinner has a few errors on the season. Ben Hart's been put over there. He's got a few errors as well. One of the only outside infielders that the Frogs have that have been successful is Willie Bourbon. First pitch that the new batter, Trevor Paradosky, sees goes by for a ball, a 1-0 with a runner over at first. He got on base due to the E5. That's Nate Montgomery. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch, fouls it back. 1-1 now, 1 out on the board. But I mean, granted, it is an older, it's a minor league park. It's nice dugouts. Everything seems new. The clubhouse has a home and away sign. Of course, there's some stadiums that don't even have an away clubhouse. Of course, Joe Annie's Stadium's being one of those as well. But you got to give Joe Annie's a break. That place was built back in 1929 or so. Maybe even older than that. Of course, the first registered game in 29. But a 1-2 count here. Paradosky comes set. Brett Falk shakes his head, gives him another nod, and sends one in. It's outside. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So this one has a relatively new feel to it. Granted, it's been in use for some time. It's got a large picnic area over here on the left side. Press box with many windows so you can see all around the park. 2-2 pitch swung on, and it's overhead of the second baseman, Grant Frazier. Looked like it was going to be able to be an out from Frazier there, but it's just out of his reach, and it's another hit for the Rockford Rivets. 2 runners on now here in this bottom of the 7th inning, and you can kind of feel that it might be another big inning for the Rivets. And a night that has gone in their favor. They lead 8-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 runners on here with 1 out on the board. Brett Falk comes set, the right-handed pitcher out of Lenore Ryan. Throws in a pitch, ground ball to Pinner, runs over to third, makes the stop on the third base bag for the second out, throws it across the field to Willie Bourbon for the third. Beats out the runner by a step. That'll do it for the bottom of the 7th inning. Spoke too soon. The Bullfrogs got out of it, leave 2 stranded. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Bullfrogs trail by 6.
Honey, get the camera. Riley's rolling again.
That dog always gets excited up here at the cabin.
Riley loves the woods, don't you, Riley? Roll, Riley, roll. You getting this?
I'm getting it all. It's fabulous. But we can't upload it until we get home.
Right, no data connection up here.
Challenge.
Coach McCarthy?
Mason Crosby.
Switch to Cellcom, guys. Our coverage is great, whether you're out here or anywhere coast to coast.
Yeah, Riley's fans don't want to wait.
Now Riley's really on a roll.
At Cellcom, we've got you covered out in the country and all across the country. Cellcom, built for you.
Very athletic. I think we can use him on special teams.
But not to kick, right?
We'll see.
This summer at Cellcom, save $100 on a new LG G6, and we'll cover your cost to switch from another carrier. Cellcom, built for you. Activation, flex agreement, and data subscription required. Device trade-in required. Restrictions apply. Trademarks and names are property of their respective owners. Visit cellcom.com/save for complete details.
American Lodge and Suites Green Bay West is the ideal location for your next stay, whether you're traveling for business or pleasure. They are proud to provide the amenities you want most and deliver them at the highest level possible, starting with comfortable, quieter guest rooms. Welcome to genuine American hospitality.
Hello and welcome back to Rivets Field here in Rockford, Illinois. My name is Bill Knight, voice of the Bullfrogs. Due up for the Frogs will be Zach Shoemaker. Of course, he's batting for Brad Hamilton. He came in as a defensive substitution and now will be pitching for him as, or rather hitting for him as well. The catcher out of Lenore Ryan. Of course, this is the first time that we've seen the Lenore Ryan battery and Falk and Shoemaker. And they've done well so far. Have shut out the Rivets in their 2 innings out there together. With that being said, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Falk takes a cut at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back. 0-1. Falk steps out, takes a swing, and steps back in. Pitch gets away from the bullpen out there on the left side of the Rivets. So we'll take a little short hiatus as a runner runs over, or rather a player runs over and picks it up and throws it back in. Nonetheless, the Bullfrogs got on the board due to Alonzo Jones' 2-run shot in the top of the 6th. We're here in the top of the 8th inning. Shoemaker takes a cut at the 0-1 pitch, fouls it up right side. Running over is the first baseman, Neil Tyrell. He gets underneath of it and makes the grab for the first out. 1 away. That'll bring up Willie Bourbon. He's got a hit on the day. He's a 1 for 2, in fact. Has just 2 plate appearances here. And we're in the top of the 8th inning. That's due to the fact that the Bullfrogs have been all but shut out, essentially. Just 3 hits allowed against them on the day, and nobody's been walked. As Garnett has absolutely pitched one of the best games I've seen in the Northwoods League. You take away his 2-run shot, and besides that, he's been great. The 2-run shot, of course, the only 2 earned runs he's allowed throughout the contest. He's allowed just 3 hits. Bourbon, one of those. He has a 2-0 count after 2 go by for balls. And the 2-0 pitch misses the zone as well. A 3-0 count now. Bourbon stands in, waves the lumber around. The 3-0 runs high for ball 4. Spoke too soon. I gotta keep saying that. It's gone in the favor every single time for the Frogs so far. Said he hadn't walked the batter, and sure enough, Bourbon gets 4 balls, and he gets the base over at first. That will bring up Grant Frazier, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Willie Bourbon on a base for the 2nd time, and this one stands over at first now. Alonzo Jones with the homer, of course, coming off of a game where he was the Aurora Sports Medicine Player of the Game. It was the first time that he had managed that feat in a Bullfrogs uniform. Granted, it's just 6 games into the year. The first pitch that Grant Frazier sees gets away from the catcher Nate Montgomery. It was a wild pitch, and so Willie Bourbon scampers on over to second base. Granite's day. 7 1/3 innings pitched, just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Talk about being a pitcher of the night. I'm sure he will be a candidate pending the Bullfrogs don't try to rally here. 1-0 pitch to Frazier. Swung on, fouled away right side. Over into the stands on the third base side. And some children go run after it. But a fan will go home with a souvenir either way. Frazier stands in, waves his bat around. Garneth awaits, checks the runner in Bourbon at second. Stares down home plate and sends in the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Take a look at the scores around the league. Here, of course, the Bullfrogs trail 8-2 in the top of the 8th. In the bottom of the 7th, the Growlers lead the Dock Spiders 5-3. Bottom of the 6th, Bucks lead the Huskies 7-5. 1-2 offering. Misses the zone. Evens it up 2-2. The Madison Mountaineers with a 5-2 lead over the Chinooks. The Woodchucks with a 1-5 deficit in front of them in Kenosha. Bottom of the 6th inning there. And the Raptors with a 4-0 lead over the Bombers in the top of the 9th inning. Those are your South Division scores. No game has yet to go final here as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. 2-2 pitch into Frazier. Swung on. Foul ball right side. It's a pop-up. And it bounces into the stands and actually back into the stands to the dismay of some children that have been running around with gloves. I talked about it earlier. It's a scattered crowd here in Rockford, but there's a good amount of fans here. But with how much seating there is, you don't really get an idea for exactly how many are here. 2-2 pitch, fastball misses. A full count now, with a runner at second and 1 out on the board. You can actually look up attendance in the Northwoods League as if it's a stat, which I'm a big fan of. Rockford currently sits second to last in the league. Of course, it's just their second season in the Northwoods League, and you can't build Rome in a day per se. 3-2 pitch goes by inside for strike 3. Grant Frazier watches it go by. It's another strikeout for Granite, his 8th of the day, and now 2 outs up on the board, and Alonzo Jones will square in. Jones 1 for 3 on the afternoon with a moonshot to right, and a strikeout on the day as well. He's one of those 8 victims. Also, he stands in and awaits the offering from Garnett. Fastball runs high and wide, 1-0. Last night was the lone bright spot in the lineup for the Frogs. Would go 4 for 4. He awaits, waves the lumber. Garnett checks the runner at second, comes home with the 1-0. Fastball swung on, fouled away, left side. Back here on the concourse, 1-1. As they're fouled off all over the place. Fans scrambling along. Everyone wants a souvenir. Alonzo Jones awaits. Garnett comes set. Sends in the 1-1. Breaking ball and runs inside and low. A 2-1 count here now with 2 outs on the board. Top of the 8th inning here. And the Bullfrogs trail 8-2. It's a 6-run deficit in a game which saw them down by 8. Of course, all of the damage coming largely in that bottom of the 5th inning when the Rivets would score 7 runs. You take away that inning and the Bullfrogs have a 2-1 lead. Jones takes a cut at the 2-1 and misses, so Deuce is wild here with 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes and a runner at second. Jones awaits the 2-2. Garneth comes set, kicks a leg, sends it in. It runs inside, a full count now. Likely will be the last inning we see of Garneth, as you can't start an inning after 100 pitches. And of course, no reason to push him either after the game that he's had. There's been a lefty warming up in the pen for some time now for the Rivets. Payoff to Jones. Swung on, grounded right side, foul. Jones will come back to the plate, pick up his bat, and come back set. Then attendance rankings, which I'm quite interested in. I think it's kind of neat, per se, just to see where all the different teams are when it comes to attendance. Green Bay almost right smack in the middle. They're currently averaging 1,200 on the season. In fact, they are right smack in the middle. Nonetheless, a full count here with 2 outs on the board and a runner at second. The payoff pitch swung on and fouled up and past the press box here. That one nearly got in here. It hits from just behind a seat here in front of me, in fact. I didn't know where it was at. That could have been dangerous for myself. And falls back and lands straight behind a fan here behind his back. He just kind of takes it, put it in his pocket. He didn't have to go anywhere. And there's been kids running around all day trying to get one. Payoff pitch swung on, and that one's fouled off behind home plate. But this time, the catcher running behind him takes off the mask, and it looked like he was going to make the snag at it. But he runs past it and misses. So Jones stays alive. The switch hitter batting lefty off of the right-handed batter had already taken off his batting gloves, so he has to put them back on, and now he stands back in. Rockford, Rivet, and Garneth comes set on the mound for the Rivets and calls time. Tells Nate Montgomery to come up and have a quick word with him. So full count with 2 outs on the board. Alonzo Jones stands back in. It's the top of the 8th inning. The Bullfrogs are trailing by 6 in a series where they currently have a 2-game losing streak. Payoff pitch, swung on, fly ball right field. Tracking back is the right fielder at the warning track, at the wall, and it's off the wall. Alonzo Jones rounding second. Now he's going for 3, and he'll get there standing up. He's got a home run and a triple now, and is having a great game. A run comes in to score for the Bullfrogs in Willie Bourbon, and I thought it was going to be the second shot of the day for Alonzo Jones. Talk about a player that has stepped up for the Bullfrogs team. Had came into the game yesterday batting 140. Goes 4 for 4, brings that batting average all the way up to 333. Stands in, belts a home run in this one where it looks like the Frogs are going to get shut out. It was a 2-run shot. And then Alonzo Jones comes in and belts a triple all the way in the exact same location where his home run was. He was 3 feet up that right field wall from getting that one out of the stands as well. And the Bullfrogs now trail by 5. Alonzo Jones, I'm sure, is now thinking, come on, guys, give me some help here. I can't get all the runs for us, as he now has all 3 RBIs and 2 of the 4 hits today. Aaron Pleshner now will dig in for the Frogs. He's 0 for 3. The Bullfrogs have been walked just 1 time today. They've thrown some pitches that the Rivets have liked on the offensive side, as you could say. or defensive side rather. They got 9 hits. 6 of those coming in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that's what's been the difference. The Frogs now with 3 hits on the board have shut out the Rivets in every other inning besides the bottom of the 2nd, where the Rivets would take that 1-0 lead. And now you start to think, or not think, but rather really tip your hat off to this kid Alonzo Jones. Coming into yesterday's game, he was struggling at the plate in what seemed like a matter of time before he really popped off, per se. As he was batting just 140, he was a freshman All-American, highly recruited out of high school. You knew he was going to start batting good soon. And then yesterday goes in to bat 4 for 4. As there's a pitching change here in Rockford, we're going to go ahead and stay with it here, as there's only a couple more pitches left for him. It'll be number 4 for the Rockford Rivets. Out there on the mound now for Rockford. Number 4 being Brian Wichman from Columbus, Ohio. Plays for Indianapolis. But Alonzo Jones yesterday goes 4 for 4 in a game where the Bullfrogs lose 9-1. He was the lone bright spot, the lone guy to get a multi-hit day, and one of just 4 Bullfrogs to get a hit. Aaron Pleshner fouls away the first pitch he sees, 0-1. And he's a guy that's not letting a score get the best of him, a pitcher get the best of him. He's not a guy to come in with and put his head down because his team's losing, and he's proven it here. A 2-run shot when his team's down 8-0. And then a triple that nearly got over the right field wall as well to put his team kind of almost in striking zone, if you will. They're only down by 5 now. But he puts another run across. He's got 3 RBIs on the day now and stands over at third with Aaron Pleshner dug in. He swings at the 0-1 pitch and misses. Falls in the count 0-2 now with 2 outs on the board. The 0-2. Breaking ball, ground ball right side to the second baseman. Fields it and throws it to first, but it's not in time. Aaron Pleshner can't beat it out. That does it for the top of the 7th inning. You want to hang your hat on something, hang it on Alonzo Jones. A triple and a home run here with 3 RBIs in this one. The Bullfrogs do trail by 5, however. That'll do it for the top of the 8th inning. To the bottom half of the frame we go. You're listening to the WOCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network. Stay tuned.
At 24/7 Well and Pump Service, we mean just that. Water will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407, and a licensed professional will come out to your site. Whether it is a water system installation, repair, well inspection, or install underground water lines, they'll be there. Call 920-848-2407 or 920-604-2407. We're in the O'Connell Falls area Yellow Pages. 24/7 Well and Pump Service, Fireside Road, O'Connell Falls.
Do you feel like you're paying too much for your medication? Stop in at O'Connell Pharmacy and see our pharmacist, Ron or Poom, about our cost minimization program. We can save you some money. The O'Connell Pharmacy, our family helping your family.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here, bottom of the 8th inning. Nolan Knight here, voice of the Bullfrogs. Your Frogs struggling here in Rockford. They trail by 5, 8-3. However, they do have some offensive firepower in their center fielder in Alonzo Jones. He's got a home run and a triple. First pitch that the new batter sees, swung on and fouled away left side. That new batter is number 3, of course, for the Rivets, John Reed. 0-1 offering to him, runs high, a 2-1 count now with no outs on the board. Excuse me, spoke too soon. 1-1. I got to keep track of these things by myself. 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. Line drive deep into right field, and it will drop fair in front of Tanner Poole out there in right field. It wasn't deep out there. It was rather deep in the corner, as Tanner Poole couldn't get over it in time, as he was playing relatively far out there. That'll bring up the new batter, number 30, Bryn Spillane. Spillane today for the Rockford Rivets is supporting a 0 for 3 day. He's been walked once. He's 0 for 3 with a run as well. One of those 7 runs during the bottom of the 5th. First pitch he sees is a ball, 1-0. Don't I mention, this is the first time that we've seen this Lenore Ryan battery between Zach Shoemaker and Brett Falk this season. And Shoemaker has had a limited playing time behind the plate at catcher this season due to just a large amount of catchers on the roster. Started the year with 4. Brett Falk comes set, sends one in. Ground ball up the middle of the field. Aaron Pleschner can't get there, and it gets into the outfield. Rounding second is Rave, and the throw to third not in time, and it gets away from the third baseman Penner as well. Brett Falk runs over to keep any more harm from being done, and the runner in Spillane gets all the way to second as well off of the throw from center field. It was a good throw from Alonzo Jones out there in the center, nearly in time to get the runner who was going from second to third. But Spillane over at second base now. And Rave over at third, 90 feet away. No outs on the board. J.C. DeMurray stands in now. First pitch he sees, misses the zone, 1-0. Pitch finds the zone. 1-1 count now. No outs on the board. 2 runners on second and third here at Rivets Stadium. Kind of all by itself here in the Northwoods League, isn't it? 2-0. Runs high over the head of DeMurray. He ducks out of the way of it. A very impressive play from Shoemaker to stop that one from getting into the backstop and scoring a run for the Rivets. Not sure how he managed to get a glove on it. A 2-1 count. DeMurray awaits. The tall, lengthy guy out of Quincy. Brett Falk stares him down. The wind continues here as it has throughout the night. Checks the runner at second, sends in the 2-1. Swung on, line drive right side. Foul towards the bullpen on the Frog side. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. J.C. DeMurray on the day. 0 for 1 with an RBI and 2 walks to go along with a run. He stands in, and Brett Falk stares him down. The righty out of Lenore Ryan's the 2-2 pitch, and it's fouled back into the backstop. We'll stay at 2-2. I mean, think about it. There's the 2 teams in Michigan, Battle Creek and Kalamazoo. And then I guess on the way would be the Rivets. But they're the only team here in Illinois. There's no teams in Indiana. And so they're all by them lonesomes down here. But they're playing good baseball. 2-2 pitch, so 1 gone and missed. Strike 3. That's the first out up on the board. And another K up on the board for Brett Falk. He's came in and pitched solidly for the Frogs. That's his 3rd strikeout on the evening. That'll bring up Eric Cole, the right fielder. Cole on the day for the Rivets, supporting a 2 for 4 day. Has 2 RBIs and 2 runs to his name as well. Brett Falk checks the runners at second and comes home. Swung on and fouled back and out of the stadium. 0-1. And then, majority of the teams, of course, in Wisconsin, in fact, majority of the South Division is, rather. The only Wisconsin team in the North would be the La Crosse Loggers. 0-1 pitch, swung on, line drive right field that gets into the field of play. That will be an RBI single for Eric Cole. It scores John Rabe from third, and the Bullfrogs now trail by 6. 9-3 is your score here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brett Falk out on the mound for the Frogs still. That's his first earned run up on the board in this one. Runners on the corners here with 1 out on the board. New batter up to bat is Neil Tyrell out of Lewis. The 6'1", 185 guy awaits. Tall, stocky frame. Red Falk takes a deep breath, sends in the first pitch to him, and bat goes flying over towards the camera girl again. Someone needs to get her a helmet. That's the third time that something has flown over there. That poor girl, I feel horrible. That one was honestly kind of scary. The first one was, kind of lower towards the dirt over to her, but that one, that was that was over towards the cameraman over there on that side, the camera girl in the dugout. You'd think she'd be safe in there. That's probably why they put her in there, for a little more protection. But no wonder they put her in there, as there's been 3 or 4 things flown over there at her. She's earned her money tonight. 0-1 offering, runs high, a 1-1 count with 1 out on the board, runners on the corners. Luckily, we haven't seen any cameramen, or women for that matter, injured this season, whether that's at home or on the road. Hopefully that stays the same. 1-1 pitch runs outside. A 2-1 count here. Or a 3-1 count, rather. Spoke too soon. So the wind continues to blow left to right field. You can see it on all of the jerseys of the players, and Brett Falk steps off the rubber to recollect himself. Ground has dwindled here as we approach the 9 o'clock count. The 3-1. Fastball swung on, ground ball to Frazier at second. 4-6-3's not in time. So 4-6 out at second scores a run for the Rivets. They now lead 10-3. Here as they have scored 2 runs in this bottom of the 8th inning. The Bullfrogs are one out away of getting out of it. And I'm sure at this point that is what they're going to want to do. Of course, they go down 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd, and then a 7-run bottom of the 5th. Puts the Bullfrogs way out of reach. They went down 8-0 in the contest, and then Alonzo Jones would respond in the top of the 6th inning with a 2-run shot over the right field wall to bring things to 8-2, and then he would belt a triple in the top half of this inning, which would score Willie Bourbon. So Alonzo Jones responsible for all 3 runs from a triple and a home run. You almost wish that he would have gotten a double and a single just to see a cycle for him. But nonetheless, Clyden stands in here. He's down 0-1 after fouling away the first pitch he saw. Watches the 0-1 go by for a ball. 1-1 here with 2 outs on the board. Runner at first. Top of the 8th inning, or rather, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Got turned around here. Just talked about how it was in Illinois. Ball comes set, sends it in the 1-1. Swung on, ground ball to Frazier at second. Scoops it, throws it to first. And there's the 3rd out. A sigh of relief from everyone in a Bullfrogs uniform. Pending they don't score 7 runs here, they won't have to play defense again. But I bet I'm going to say it. I said last time, they're going to get a fire underneath of them and have a miraculous inning and turn it around. And Alonzo Jones hit a 2-run shot. And so for you Bullfrog fans, I'll do it again. The Frogs are going to have a big inning. I said it Larry asked me to in the studio. If it doesn't work, blame him, not me. You're listening to the WCO Sports Stream on the Bullfrogs Radio Network.
If you don't know everything about insurance, you'll profit from the knowledge and experience at the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls. You'll benefit from their thorough analysis of the insurance that you really need. They'll recommend the companies and policies that are the best for you. At the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, they specialize in complete coverage of all your insurance needs. Call the Oconto Falls Insurance Center, 113 North Main Street, downtown Oconto Falls.
When you're looking for the perfect game for your appetite, look no further than Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas. Made with premium meats and veggies, then topped with over half a pound of 100% fresh, real mozzarella cheese made right here in Wisconsin, every Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza is a home run. Made with the hungry in mind, Brew Pub pizzas are big, bold, and belong in the big leagues of the frozen pizza industry. Enjoy a delicious piece of Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza right now from the concession stand, or pick one up at your local favorite grocery store. Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Hello and welcome back to Rivet Stadium here in Rockford, Illinois. Top of the ninth inning, the Bullfrogs trail by 7, 10-3. Mikey Falia digs in. He's 0 for on the day, looking for his first hit of the day. Of course, came into the game batting .500 on the year. Granted, it was just 4 games played. I think one of the most impressive things to focus on is the fact that Falia, of course, just 12 or so at-bats this past season at UC Irvine. 1-0 pitch swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, picks it up, sidearm throw over to first. A nice defensive effort from Trevor Paradosky there. Gets the first down. It's a 6-3 out. But the reason I say that that's worth noting is, you know, sometimes, despite the fact that we're all competitive and we all want to win, the Northwoods League is a developmental league. And it gives it an opportunity for a guy like Mikey Falia, who only got 6 at-bats, or 7 or so, less than 10. I'm not sure the exact number. Give me a break. It's been a long trip, a long season, and the Bullfrogs are down by 7. 1-0 offering inside to Tanner Poole. 2-0 now. But he comes to the Northwoods League, and he has the ability to get at-bats in a game situation which is very competitive against top performer. And despite the fact the Frogs are down by 7 here in a game that's not competitive, he gets competitive at-bats, and that's the reason he's came here for. It's a developmental league. With that being said, the Bullfrogs are a competitive team, and they're going to come back and likely put up a good game tomorrow. 2-0 pitch finds the zone 2-1. 1 out on the board, nobody on here. Top of the ninth inning, Tanner pulls up to bat. But you got to keep that in mind. 2-1. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop. Paradosky picks it up, throws it to first, and it's another 6-3 out. That will bring up Alex Pinner, who is 0 for 3 on the night with 3 strikeouts, and those strikeouts coming in untimely fashion as he was the beer batter. But again, you got to remember this kind of thing. It gets frustrating, of course, when you want your team to win, and you want your son's team to win, or your local team to win, wherever you're tuning in from. But it's a developmental league, and at the end of the day, if you get guys like Falia, who's developing and getting at bats and batting well, as mentioned, 500 on the season, then not only can you tip your hat off to guys playing well and giving your teams a win, but you can tip off your hat to the fact that he's getting better as a ball player. And at the end of the day, one of the best parts of the Northwoods League is coming here and watching top-notch baseball and guys that might make it to the league someday. 1-0 offering finds the zone, 1-1 now to Pinner. That's something you gotta. Another thing, you know, I've preached how much the Northwoods League does for so many people, and that's one of those other things. 2-0 outside. It's actually 2-1 now. 3-1 is the scoreboard, and myself have not gotten along tonight. 3-1. Inside for ball 4. Pinner gets on base finally in this one off of the walk, and that will bring up the new batter in Kyle Bino. Bullfrogs here down to their last out. They're down by 7 in the top of the 9th inning. It's 10-3. Here on their past 2 nights have been outscored so far 19-4. We've seen the Bullfrogs get blown out by teams before, and Bino takes a cut at the first pitch he sees. Underneath, up it is the second baseman, Brian Klein, and the Rockford Rivets take game 1 of this 2-game away series.